Hey Virgos, hope you guys are all doing well today. Sorry, I just got an Amber Alert on my phone, so I was reading that. Thoughts and prayers go out to that situation. Anyways, hope you guys are all doing well today. We're going to do a reading for you guys and get messages from angels and spirit. These are general readings, so they may not resonate with all of you. Take what does resonate, leave what doesn't. And with that being said, let's jump into your reading and get your messages. All right, Virgos. What's going on with you guys? What messages? What do you need to know? What do our Virgos need to know, angels and spirit? Please, thank you. What's going on? Okay, we got a Tower. All right, so some of you guys could be experiencing some kind of shift, some kind of change, breaking down of old beliefs. I'm getting a sense that got 10 of Wands, lots of work, carrying the heavy load. This Tower is bringing a moment of clarity for you, Virgo, like at the end of hard times, of feeling like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. Is the message that I'm picking up from this. I mean, of course, we'll clarify so we get a better idea. So what may be hardship right now, or devastating or emotionally challenging, is really going to lift a big weight off your shoulders. And you've got the King of Pentacles here, which is bringing stability, growth, growth in yourself in the material world. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. And there's you, the Hierophant. Oh, sorry, that's Taurus. Sorry. Then you got the Hierophant. New beliefs. New systems. New lessons learned. You're mastering something. You're mastering some life lesson here. That's what I'm really picking up. Not that that makes what you're going through any easier, but it's definitely like a major shift, a major change. Yeah, this is something from your past that you're breaking down and letting go of, realizing your potential with this Page of Wands, realizing what you're really capable of. Now, some of you in the past may have gave too much, put in too much, and that's what caused you to feel like you're carrying the burden and doing all the work. And this could be in your job, this could be in relationships, it could This could even be from childhood that you have carried, but you're definitely, I feel like this Tower moment's extremely devastating to you. I feel like it's more liberating at this point. It's almost something that you knew had to be addressed, had to be I don't want to say fixed, but it's more like had to be looked at, had to be healed and let go so that you can focus on this, on your stability, your growth, your well-being, your staying grounded and reaching your full potential. It's like you can't reach your full potential if you're giving to too much at once, if that makes sense. You know, if you're spread too thin. I really get the sense that there's something that you were putting a lot more into than what you were getting out of, and it was creating you to feel like the weight of the world was on your shoulder. But now you're seeing that you have potential. You have the Star under the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you have the Eight of Swords under the Eight of Pentacles. You have the King of Swords under the Hierophant. Yeah, there's hope. There's balance being restored to you, Virgo. The stars are lighting your way. You know, what was once dark is now coming to light for you. You're seeing. And that's what I was saying. It's almost like you're recognizing this. I don't feel like this was something that caught you out of the blue to the point that you're devastated. I feel like this is more just you coming to the realization of putting in the work and making the transformation for yourself, for your own well-being, to reach your full potential. And the Stars card is also, you know, to let you know that you're directly connected to the universe, that they've got your back. Yeah, and you've got this Eight of Pentacles with this Eight of Swords. It's, yeah, like you're mastering your, what you once were blinded to. What you once, like, turned a blind eye to, or let yourself get overwhelmed with and not be able to see the way. Just took on more work. Took on more tasks. Took on more responsibility. Keeping you blinded to your true potential, to what you were really working towards, what you really wanted, Virgo. And you got the Hierophant and the King of Swords there. It's learning and growing and finding that clarity. It's like you're seeing, it's like you can now have a clear vision of where you want to go, make a clearer plan. Moving forward. Yeah, you have Ace of Wands under the Tower and the Six of Cups. You have the Four of Cups under the Ten of Wands and the Page of Wands. So there's, yeah, this it's almost like you seen that, like, something had to give, something had to change. It was time for something new. It's time for a new beginning, a new you, a new path. With this Ace of Wands, it's all about opportunity of something new relationship, new job, new. It's like you plant the seed and now you're ready to grow it. It's time to let the past be the past and let the burdens of the past go. And like this Ten of Wands is actually, I'm getting the message too, it's like you're ready to put the work in for yourself, if that makes sense. It's like instead of giving too much to multiple things, in this could just be distractions even. Like I'm getting, like you kind of had a, what is that, a finger in each pie? Is that the saying? Trying to figure out your niche, trying to figure out what you want to do, or you know, you would lose interest in stuff fast, but you're still interested in it. It's just like, okay, I did that for 45 minutes. Now I want to move on to something else. It's like you're now getting more focused. You're not carrying you're not carrying like all this dead weight, or you're starting to focus on what your true passions, your true talents, your true gifts, your true potential is, in order to get back into alignment, get back into your, you know, grounded stability self. I mean, this Four of Cups is a card of boredom, stagnation, stubbornness, and that kind of comes along with, like I was saying, too many fingers in the pie. Like you weren't realizing what it was you truly wanted to go for, or what you were truly passionate about. It was just like, yeah, that's cool, I like doing that, or yeah, I'll do that. And now you're ready to put that work and effort into your true gifts, talents, and potential. And I mean, the Four of Cups is also a card of not becoming bored or stagnant and not being stubborn. And it's coming through more is, don't be too fixated on just one thing. I mean, be open, because we all have multiple gifts and talents. So when you're working with the universe, and I mean, and just in general, it's like, don't get too rigid with your strategy and plan. Like always allow that room to grow and, you know, flow. Kind of like go with the flow. I mean, stay on your plan, don't get too flighty, but surrender some of the stubbornness and control, because you're definitely opening up new paths here. And then you have the Moon under the King of Pentacles and the Star. So yeah, and it's definitely the Moon is a card of uncertainties, some anxieties of the unknown, wanting to go around, you know, take a shortcut through, say, healing, processing events, emotions. And the Moon is all about working through those uncertainties and those fears, going through them. And that's why you have the Star here, to help you with that balance and that healing. So whether this is something that was really emotionally hard for you, but I'm picking up it's more a realization of who you are, what you're capable of your true potential. And it, you know, I feel like it's kind of a generalization of kind of putting everything into a pot. Like it does have something to do with, like, you know, relationships you've been in, whether they be romantic or platonic. But I'm giving you a message too that some of you, and just take this as it resonates, Some of you could have expected people to give more than what you were giving. You know, you wanted to receive more than you were giving in relationships. And they just kind of touch on that lightly, so I'm not going to go too deep into it since it's just a... And yeah, and so for some of you, that could have been where that foundation broke down and it was time to start anew, because some of you could have been a little stubborn on wanting more out of something than you were even willing to give. And now you're realizing the potential and the work that it does take. You know, it's not that easy just to give that little bit more when that person isn't receiving that much from you, type deal. Yeah, so like that, the main focus is that King of Pentacles, the Star, and the Moon. So staying focused on staying grounded. I mean, the King of Pentacles is an earth sign, so it's being grounded, growing as an individual, and working on your stability and consistency. I'm picking up. And remembering that there is hope, there's healing, there's balance being restored within you, Virgo, and that you're part of the universe, you're directly connected, and the stars are there to light what was once dark and to help guide you and lead you. So believe in that, and keep believing in that when you do get any of this moon energy. The moon also is a card of when you do find you experiencing some uncertainties or anxieties, to clear your head and let your intuition be your guide. Follow your intuition through those fears and anxieties, because it'll never lead you astray. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Keep working hard on not letting yourself get too many fingers in the pie, so to speak. Not letting yourself get too caught up in your head and letting that turn to the feeling of lack. Like it's the lack of love, or it's the lack of communication, or it's the lack of respect. It's the, it's almost like working hard at taking ownership of your part of this puzzle or situation. And it's not saying that you don't acknowledge, it's just, and everyone does it. It's like when we start getting overwhelmed or stressed or anxiety, it's easy to be like, well, it's because they keep asking me to do this. When it really comes down to, well, and I keep saying yes. So why, and it's breaking it down that way and saying, okay, so why do I keep saying yes? Is it because I feel obligated? Is it I feel like my job's at jeopardy if I say no? Is it just because I'm a pushover? And then once you can identify, okay, why you keep saying yes to take on more work, then you can go from there on how to find a solution. If it's just because you're being nice, then it's time to get more confidence within yourself to talk to that person and say, hey, I know that I keep saying yes, but I am really starting to feel overwhelmed. I'm taking on too much, and I keep saying it because I know it's helpful to you, but it's causing me stress. That right there is you working towards eliminating some of this feeling tied and not knowing which way to turn in that situation. I mean, if it's a situation of a job that the reason you keep saying yes is because they expect it from you and you feel like your job's at jeopardy, I mean, it still comes down to finding that solution of, okay, how do I talk to them and see how we can fix this, you know. And some of them are easy fixes, and some of them are ones that bring some more fears and anxieties, is what I'm getting. It's like, if your boss is expecting you to take on all these extra tasks and you always say yes, but you're getting to this point that it no longer is healthy for you or good for you. But then you have this anxiety of, if I tell them, then they're going to think I'm not capable of my job. That's when these fears and anxieties start to build upon each other and cause a lot of that anxiety. So what Spirit and Angels are telling me is you need to work on like bits at a time. So for instance, that same scenario, if you feel like you're taking on too much at work and you have to say yes because it's expected of you, just gain the courage and the confidence to go talk to that boss or supervisor or whatever and let it go from there. Don't start piling on the fears and anxieties of, well, if they get mad or they say this, what if this, what if that, what if, and that's hard. I mean, I know that I make it sound easy, but it is hard because it's human nature. We have created that from experiences. So, but Spirit and Angels are wanting to remind you to try to take it more at little steps and just go, baby steps and take it. I mean, I don't know your situation, but I can't imagine if that was the scenario that your boss just firing, then you're fired because you can't take on all this. You've got some that will work with you really good and, oh, sorry, you didn't recognize that. And then you have other bosses that, yeah, there's going to be some conflict and some issues to work out. But generally it's not, that extreme worst case scenario. I mean, anyways, I'm going to leave it at that because then I start getting into stuff that it's like, I don't know your situation, so I could come across that I am giving advice. Anyways, then you have the Hierophant, the King of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. So trying to find that balance of your beliefs and learning, plus that clarity and planning, if that makes sense. And you are learning. I mean, that's what this is showing. You're starting to learn how to work through some of these feelings of being overwhelmed and feeling left out in the cold, or financial constraints, or not having enough, or not being acknowledged, and trying to see your true potential and working towards that instead of just letting the same thing go on and on, per se. And I think, okay, so it's like, sorry, your reading is it's not kind of, but it's a little moon energy. It's a little wishy-washy. It's not wishy-washy. It's just a little bit harder for me to try to find the exact way to explain it, okay? It's nothing about your reading. It's just finding that ground of how to explain it. So it's like, so you're learning things here with the Hierophant, and you're gaining new knowledge and new beliefs on, once again, your potential, what you're trying to achieve here, this stability. And It's funny because Angels and Spirit just pointed out how much blue is appearing in your reading. I mean, you got this one and it's just like blue. So this is a lot of emotions. It's a lot of trying to find clarity. So here in your advice, it's trying to balance this new knowledge, these new lessons, these new beliefs, and putting them into action. Okay, once I could work through my words, because I'm like, it goes right along with this. You working towards feeling all tied up. It's the same kind of vibe and the same kind of scenario I was giving you with that, this Eight of Pentacles and this Eight of Swords, that learning to identify the things that are causing you anxiety and then coming up with that plan. So I think I just kind of skipped ahead a bit. I just put those into one as I was describing it, if that makes sense. So it's the same scenario. It's working towards that and then learning as you go and creating new beliefs and new systems and using your head more intellectually instead of letting it get overwhelmed with uncertainties and fears. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that instead of trying to re-explain that in a different scenario because it goes right along with it. So yeah, Virgo, you're definitely in this state of discovery, state of trying to find those new ways of expanding and growing within yourself and within the situations around you, the relationships. And this doesn't have to be a job. I just used a job as a scenario. I mean, this can be within a relationship, friendship, partnership. It can just be within yourself. You know, the mind games we play with ourselves. So just take it as it resonates for your situation. So I think that's what I got for you in the tarot, Virgo. We're going to go ahead and close off your reading with a spirit animal card. If this reading does resonate for you, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel. And I truly do appreciate your guys' love and support by watching. And I love being able to channel these messages. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, let's get your spirit animal. All right, angels and spirit. What spirit? Okay. They're changing it up. Normally these ones take forever to get, and today they're coming right out. Okay, so you got the lizard, regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Sorry, I got tickled in my throat. Yeah, and that's exactly what you're doing here, Virgo, is you're transforming and you are finding that because you've got this, you know, new beginning. You're transforming and learning how to adapt in new environment, new situation, or just a new version of you that shows more your potential and what your gifts and talents are. So yeah, this is what I have for you, my Virgos. I hope this does help you as you move forward, and until next time, my beautiful Virgos, I send you peace, love, and light.